I'm a surreal too.
Welcome to Amoso Real Talk. My name is Eunice Amoso. Thank you for your love. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing your comments. We read them. Thank you generally for all the support since we started until now. And for you who hasn't subscribed, like seriously, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to our channel. Send us an email, amosorealtalk@gmail.com. Visit our Instagram, amosorealtalk, and Facebook, amosoreal. And we also want to tell you about our sponsors. We thank them too for believing in us, even if we are growing, and they believe so much in us. Industrial Machines Uganda. Visit their website www.industrialmachinesuganda.com. You will see exactly what they are dealing in. For all your manufacturing needs, you can visit them and contact them. Also, if you're in Uganda, they are located at Ntinda Dinner Apartments, B4 Plot 133, Kampala, Uganda. Their WhatsApp number will be going down there. You will see it. Contact them. For all inquiries, Mr. Ikonyat Festus, their country manager, send him an email at ikonyatfestus@gmail.com and you ask all the questions that you would like to know and they got you. So on Amoso Real Talk today, we want to talk about violence in the boy child, or violating the boy child, and what are the consequences, because most of the time the boy child, for lack of a better word, I would say they are neglected. They are not so much attended to compared to a girl child. So today we want to talk about the violence violating a boy child, and what are the consequences of that child who has been violated at a tender age. What happens to him when he becomes a man tomorrow? We are humbled to be with Mr. Jonathan. Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Jonathan.
I'm humbled also.
As we discuss this very, very important and sensitive topic.
Yes.
So, first of all, introduce yourself to the audience and we'll go ahead.
Well, thank you, Madam Eunice. I'm humbled also to be here on Real Talk, Amoso Real Talk. As I personally, as I see Amoso Real Talk, it has been very instrumental as far as moral standard redemption for the youth today is concerned. It has been so much instrumental. In the shortest time possible, real people have been transformed, their way of understanding and doing things as youth. I'm so much humbled to be here at Amoso Real Talk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like Amoso Real Talk, we talk about educative things, especially we focus on the boy child. So today on that segment of a boy child, we want to talk about violence in the boy child.
Yes.
And its consequences. What is violence, for starters?
Well, it's a very wonderful question to ask. Actually, someone for today's topic, as you have brought it to me, violence is the most important thing first to understand what is violence. Because I know some people, they violate without knowing that they're violating the boy child. But violence, to me, it is acting offensive to someone or denying someone's original, whether legal or natural rights to stand in an upright, proper manner of direction. That's violence to me. Yes, that's what I can say.
And when we talk about violating a boy child, have you ever come across as a child when you were growing up in any way?
Well,
and of what impact, if any, did it?
As a child, I wasn't violated that much, but I realized the way I was treated in one way or the other.
So for starters, what is the word violence?
Yeah.
Everyone can hear violence and they really don't understand what is violence.
Yeah.
So please break it down for us.
Thank you, Madam Eunice. Violence to me, as the way I understand it, is denying someone is either legal or natural rights towards comfortable way of moving forward or to achieve his or her natural goals. Acting contrary or doing any offensive act against that person, that's violence to me as I understand it. Yes.
So, for such as a child, as we discuss violence in a boy child
Yes.
and its impact towards their growth as they become men.
Yes.
Have you ever been through an experience of violence at a tender age?
I've never been to any experience to that much because I thank God with the family where I grew up, where I was raised. They gave me, they took good care of me. Though at a certain areas, you know, in our ATS, African Tradition Society, some acts by our guardians, parents, the way they do things, they end up also for them violating us as boys.
In any way,
Yeah,
some
in any
way.
way, yeah, without knowing.
Yes.
Maybe they are lacking information, they're lacking skills or way of how to handle really a proper boy to be violated. Yes, I encountered some areas where I really felt violated. But generally life, my family, I bless God for my family. They raised me well. That's why I'm up to date and I've grown with that same family. Yes.
So, what are some of these things that boy children face as violence in homes, especially?
Yes.
As
One thing, very good question. The good thing, I'm a father of 3 children. I have 1 boy, firstborn, and 2 girls, 2 beautiful girls. Yes, very good question. Boys, I realize they really face very big challenges as boys in failure to interpret them. They fail to interpret them.
okay.
But once you interpret a boy, number 1 thing is always they kill the confidence of boys, especially.
How?
The way they have been confronted when there's a mistake.
Okay.
You know, as Africa, we are mostly like 80% of Africans. They raise children under fear factor. They don't like pre-warn or pre-alert, but whatever you try to attempt to do it, as in trying to discover yourself. I think that's what they call Montessori way, letting someone discover diversity or to discover future by himself
At a tender age.
at a tender age. They tend, as in intention to protect us, they end up creating fear to us. As we are touching on the hot knife, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. Then, like, you know, it's always pre-informing the child. Okay, I except for those dangerous items, but you can easily tell a child that no, that can be dangerous. You can hurt yourself if you do this. So children, boys, they have been found being violated, being harshly treated when like they are correcting them. And then when you find like parents with hot temper, they really treat them terribly. One time I faced a challenge. It was a trauma for my boy. Really at the age of 6 months, we had a maid. Because our firstborn, it was our firstborn. You know, always a firstborn in the family. Everything you really feel
Is an angel.
you're on the top of the
Yes,
world.
yes.
You think even the world should take care of that one. You really think everyone must mind about that boy or that baby. He's the most handsome of a girl, is the most handsome girl. So we got a maid. But whenever the mother was talking rudely or shouting at the maid, when we could go to work, the maid could pay back on the baby, getting slippers and slapping the baby.
At 6 months.
6 months.
You. Oh my God.
The baby was was crawling, not yet even started standing. But I could see the baby when we came back from childhood. I thank God that my son, he recognized I have a natural parental communication
With
between
him.
me and him.
Yes.
Now I'm here in diaspora, but even I can tell the situation at home by the boy before anybody. They talk to me, all of them, and I talk to them. They give me communication update. I can simply tell the situation, even if he doesn't tell me anything, because of that boy.
The bond.
Yeah, the bond. I saw the child was crying whenever I go to work, and crying with passion, like trying to show me daddy something is really
wrong.
Yeah, and this boy he was crying. Say, oh wow, what's the problem? He said, maybe he loves us, but we have to go to work for to win a bread. And then this day two, the boy was crying too much, and when the mother comes back, he's happy, he's smiling,
He's communicating.
And in the evening, he doesn't want the maid to feed him with porridge. He was refusing. He was refusing anything
From her.
But me, when I feed, he could accept, drink it with happiness, and he finishes the entire bottle and he say, wow, it's okay, maybe with time you'll get.
So you neglected that?
We neglected that. But the angel, the savior, the good saving angel was the neighbor. They had the baby crying in the morning when we left work, because by work we're by 7 supposed to be at work. The baby, they had a baby crying. They sneaked through the window. They had the maid from the going in the room, bringing the baby, slapping, giving sandals, and the baby was red on the cheeks. And they called us right away that your child is going to die within just hours if you don't save him from this maid. We've not seen 2 days. We thought it's just,
So when you come home,
yeah,
and the baby is in bruises,
yeah,
and you ask her,
we didn't find bruise. We could find the baby okay. It was we don't know what really happened, but we could really find the baby just okay, and the baby was light skinned. He's light skinned naturally, but we didn't find anything. So the baby was really tortured from that age. Of course, as parents, we are too much. Firstborn. Everything, whatever happens, really I felt like grabbing, and I just said, okay, I don't want to come home and find the maid, please. Just tell the maid to go. I don't want to talk anything. Just tell her to go. Give the baby to neighbor. We'll find.
We'll find a way.
So we found the maid taken, but we rescued the baby. After talking to the baby, we got another maid because it was inevitable for us.
Yes.
But the maid was super good.
Okay.
And the baby was very happy always. And the baby could no longer mind anybody. Then we knew that something wrong was happening. And he was communicating to us.
But you didn't pay attention.
We didn't pay attention.
So I think parents should pay attention to such details.
Yeah. And the second encounter, the same boy, when he was 1 year, they had started walking. The boy started coming to me. One time he started coming, crying to me, putting hand like this. I thought, no, they just loves daddy. The baby, we don't know, it was too hot. The house was too hot.
Okay.
So he developed something. He was suffocating. We didn't know. But when I saw the boy was really struggling, asking me hands, crying, standing, coming to me. Then I hold the baby. The baby out of the blue, he collapsed. Eyes up, the tongue out. I don't even know how I reached to the hospital.
I can imagine that.
I went in shorts.
I can imagine the commotion.
I went in shorts without even sandals. They just bought sandals later. I went barefoot.
So this brings us exactly to what we're trying to discuss.
Yes.
The boy child and the effects of this violence.
Yes.
So if this child, and how many children go through such?
Oh my God, massive, millions.
They go through such, And parents usually, because they are too busy
Yeah.
looking for money, sometimes they come back when this baby is already sleeping.
He's already sleeping and you think he's okay.
Yes, and tomorrow you go early in the morning when this child is still sleeping.
So many babies have been violated in that kind of a format. And sometimes I realized as adults, there are parents who really forget their childhood. And it has also affected these babies.
The raising of the children.
The raising of the
boy
children.
child, yes.
I don't know why I've been encountering this, but with my children, because my children are my friends.
Yes.
I sit down and I listen to each and everyone and we really talk like serious guys, like bad days. One time my daughter, she said, okay, daddy, I don't want a taxi, I also want to enjoy the boda. Said, what? Boda? Yes. We go to Okada. So
what age?
She was 4 years. I took her to boda. I didn't know that it would be cold in the evening. I just want to show you really like these kids, when they really want, not everything that they want is good for them. We have to understand what is really appropriate for a child. That will make a lot of sense. I took her because I knew that she's going to sit between in the middle. You know, I sit behind the rider.
Yes.
Then we took off. We made a ride. Coming back, the child was shivering, and she developed high fever because the coldness was too much. Then I realized that this really okay, it was a very big lesson to me. I learned a real big lesson. Not everything, whatever they want, or like whatever we see, we encounter, we should just access it to our children.
But also, you will see that in a family of 4 girls and 1 boy.
Yeah.
This boy, the way when he commits a mistake, the way he's spoken to in the tone is different from the way the girls are approached.
You're very right.
When this boy comes from a football, now we're looking at a boy child growing up.
Yes.
And let's say he knocked himself or they beat him up. The reaction that he receives is different from the reaction that the other one will receive, the girl.
Yeah, that's definitely very true. I think
where does that leave this boy in?
Actually, that thing is very dangerous. That act, always the tone and the body language when you're responding, talking to a boy, trying to think that no, girls are softer, we should handle them lightly, and then the boy, you handle him aggressively, you roughly handle them, it beats their confidence. And it doesn't only affect beating their confidence, but they grow up with a certain bold character that is toxic. Remember, we are raising someone's husband.
I get you.
We are raising a father of tomorrow, a
leader,
25 years to come. Because by the appropriate age we are not saying that is static, but appropriate age for a man to really start up a family, it should be minimum at least 25. Though others start earlier and succeed depending on the status quo, how they have grown, the environment, but appropriate age should be 25 plus. But we are raising someone's husband, a father of some children to come. The way we harshly tackle or attack these boys really determines them to be bold, and that's why today I really thank you for bringing this topic, because this topic really helps. Today we are seeing all the domestic violence where men is part to play. When you dig deep in the background, those boys
were violated.
Yes,
there's this person is famous. I'll not mention his name.
Yes.
But he was sentenced to a very long period of time in prison.
Really?
Yes. You know what happened? it was most of the offense mostly were sexual offenses.
Yeah.
Yeah, assaults.
The
Towards young
the
girls.
alleged accusations
Yes,
they are putting
yes.
against that person.
Yes.
Yes.
But do you know, as they dig through the background of this person,
Yes.
they came to realize that
Yes.
this man was assaulted sexually by his own elder sister
Oh,
at an age of
sorry.
12 years.
Oh my God.
So he was assaulted from 12 to 15, and then he decided, because she used to threaten. You know, they threaten people who do this.
Who do such items.
Yes.
The intoxicators.
Yes.
They create a fear factor to these innocent young
souls.
victims. Yeah.
So imagine, this is a man
Yeah.
who is going to be a husband, like you said,
Yes.
and a father.
And
this person ran away from home.
Yeah.
And he went to the streets, and they didn't care. They were like, he's spoiled, you know.
Yes.
But no one cared to ask, why did this boy run away from home?
They didn't really find out what really caused this boy to run out from home. Yeah.
But because he's a boy, they say bad company, peer groups
So bad.
have taken him.
And sorry to interrupt on that. This is where it comes now scenario.
Yes.
For such people, today you see a great talent. You know, talent scores in terms of achievement and collecting the wealth.
Yes.
It doesn't really mind about your character. Character
Correct.
helps you to start to stand at that limelight or at the highest level. Your character determines, of course, we know. But these guys, after achieving, people who are going to come into these people's lives in form of spouses or girlfriends,
Yes.
they skip that these guys have a former background.
They are also human beings.
Yeah, they're
who
also
went
human.
through stuff.
Yeah, who went through stuff.
Yes.
When they come in, they always really, the first eye contact or the catch item is how this guy is winning the bet, what he has.
Yes.
They really think what he has really also portrays how he behaves.
The money is clean.
And money is clean, and
everything, the cars, the houses, and
the brain is clean, and forgetting that, not knowing that they are really entering someone who was already damaged some time back.
Yes.
And the wound is long and way deep.
There was no therapy.
Yeah, there was no total therapy. Actually, me also myself when I remember 5 years, my mother we were from the deep village. We met the former regime of our government, the soldiers. They abducted her. They just told her that throw the child. We don't need the child. We need you.
Imagine.
We're near by then I remember it was army barracks of near Kabamba. Kabamba is in the Murende side. But she had nothing to do apart from letting me know go to grandmother. She was telling me to go, and it was a bushy area. Hyenas, animals, wild animals could easily grab me up and eat me.
And no one to protect you.
No one to protect me.
Yes.
I really knew that moment that I'm in a great danger as a child, but I had to grow bold. I don't know how I reached my grandmother.
But you reached.
I reached, going through hills, trees, bushy area, going through. I reached. I don't know how I reached, but I reached. But later on, when I grew up, I knew that it wasn't her intention. She was abducted. She had nothing to do. I don't know I could blame her, but it also really caused me a little bit to be extra bold. Extra bold.
There's a way it tightens, I would say, the lack of a best word, your emotions.
Yes. You know? Yeah, like it made me like grow, say, wow. Sometimes
fearless and
being fearless, and then at a later age, when I was a man, age of 25, I met a guy. He told me, my son is an old guy but rich. He told me that I tell you this thing, as long as you're a man, don't always know that these three items can happen on your death, being exiled, or you can lose the property that you had.
But why is it on the male?
On the male side, when you were at that early age, back again, as we said, that they really misinterpret us.
Yes.
They think, no, boys should grow strong. No, boy is strong enough.
But don't you think this norm of a boy is strong, a man doesn't cry, a man doesn't do this, it affects this boy
Yeah,
growing?
a lot. It affects this boy.
Mm.
And really, the best solution for that is to calm down and understand the boy child, that also they need attention.
Exactly.
They
Well
really
spoken.
need, yeah, they really need attention. So the child, the boy boys, they are always misunderstood and they are attacked in that format. I will never forget this. Also again, this my son. I thank God for my son. His name is Joshua, by the way. His name is Joshua Dumba. I gave him Jeremiah Joshua Dumba. He has his young sister, but always whenever I talk to him, I used to calm down. I realized that when I'm talking to my son, I should not stand. Because I knew that psychologically when you stand, the child really feels like he's talking with a stranger. But when you're at the same height talking, he feels he's talking with a friend. Then I sit down and say, Joshua, you know what, Joshua? Always protect your sisters when I'm not around, okay? Protect it with what you can and where you can afford. Don't go if you cannot afford. Say, okay, daddy. Say you're a strong man, bigger. Then always exchange hands and is very, very happy. But one time, I had gone to work and their mother had traveled to another country. Their mother had traveled. And this child, the girl is a little bit more active. She's jumping, shouting. She threw a stone on the neighbor's window. They were together, 4 of them. Others also ran away, and the neighbor was telling them, had already been warning them, guys, I'll punch you if you don't do that. Don't do that. Don't knock stones on my window. Then they ran. This boy boldly, he stood in one position. He surrendered himself on behalf of his sister.
Yes.
And the woman came in, said, it is me, madam. I'm very sorry. I didn't intend it. The woman began slapping the boy, wiping, giving some more strokes. But the guys, the cyclists, the border guys were around until when they stopped the woman, they stopped beating the child. It is not him. And even if it is him, that's enough. And then the boy came back. When I came back at home, he just said, Daddy, I feel pain. Someone was hitting me.
Imagine.
My sister threw a stone and I didn't want them to beat her. But this sister is stubborn. If they could beat her, I don't know what would happen. Daddy, I didn't want to. For him, he thought he was helping Dad.
Because you told him to
protect his sisters. But they were beating him terribly, and the border guys were telling me that was.
But this is also a child.
And this is a child. And the woman really said, no, these boys are naughty, they're doing something. But later on I went to the neighborhood. I had to find an approach to talk to her. They said, sorry madam, what really happened? They told me all the instances, what really happened here. But only I'm concerned that the beating was too much. My son now is really bleeding. And this is not really fair. I know they are naughty, but that's not the way, even if you are a parent, that's not the way they should punish a child. Please change it. I will not do anything. I will not do any precedence. I will not support you to the legal authorities, but don't do that again, please, madam. For good harmony, I'm a parent, you're a parent, you also have children. So, but don't do that. So, but the child, I was really seeing this child, how was really, he went through that kind of a trauma. And the same boy, again at the same time, he went to the supermarket. He wanted everything in the supermarket. As a child. And he was picking these cars, toys, every toy and every eats. I let him choose everything until the trolley was full. But I didn't have that money.
And you had to tell him, this is what we are taking.
Yeah, so I only bought one toy. he was shouting, "Dad, you're bad, you're bad." Saying, yeah. But I knew, I sat down and said, what can I do to make this child understand my point? We went back in the same exact shop. Day 3. We made a shopping. I told him, Joshua, not everything that you have the money to buy the entire shop. You cannot buy everything at once. You'll get all what you see here, but one at a time. Okay? Yes. You'll get one at a time. We buy one at a time. Please teach that to your sisters. Okay? You are 6 years. Say, oh, okay. Oh, good. That day, we just bought chocolate and went back home.
Wow.
And but he went looking behind. He didn't shout, he didn't cry, but he went looking behind. He thinking admiring. I had to come back day 3. I wanted to teach him something to avoid being too much desperate. That was the character I was teaching him. To avoid being too much desperate. To avoid, because desperation is very dangerous.
Do you know some people eat food and they don't keep for these boys?
Yeah.
That you're a man?
You're a man, let girls eat first.
Yes.
Also, that has been happening seriously. I've seen it some areas. A child comes back home, the boy, go fetch water.
Yes.
And the boy does not do anything. This child don't think what you have put into his mind, it will go off in future when he becomes a husband.
Those are the toxic men that the women complain
Today,
about.
these are the victims of toxic men we see on the street. You find very beautiful daughters who are well groomed, raised well in families. They meet such men with such encounter. They encountered such challenges in life. But that has been because as a result of parents that do that.
And you know, as we go on,
Yes.
these boys get violated at a younger age and also get violated when they are married.
Yeah, that's also the same thing.
They actually get violated at a younger age,
Yes.
denied food,
Yeah.
given heavy chores,
Yes.
rejected of rights, like,
Yes.
you know, picnics like that.
Yeah.
The girls will go,
Yeah.
the boys, they
The
will
boys,
tell them,
they say,
don't
"No,
go.
don't go.
Go and play football.
Go play football. No, go fetch water.
Yeah, go fetch water.
They only give. They make them. They indulge them in the domestic work that is really very serious.
Yes.
And harsh.
Fetching water, fetching firewood, those
Yeah.
heavy
That
road
kind of
work.
And in addition to that, also the most dangerous area when the boy child is entering the puberty stage. When a human being is really feeling right.
Yes.
That item, if a parent
Yes.
is not groomed and trained that this child is changing now, the mind, the brain might think the child has joined the peer group, is becoming big-headed at home, forgetting that the child is entering a puberty stage. And when it comes to boys, this is where most husbands of the future get wasted.
I get you.
Because they're mishandled at home, they end up, these boys they go where they find a company who embraces them. They're drug addicts. Because at home they have been chased.
Do you know the father, they fear to go home because father will chase me with a panga.
Yeah.
Why are you home late? Instead of having conversations with them.
That is true. Because actually I've minded me, in my vacation senior 6, I worked with the street children organization. I wanted to know what happens with these kids. But most of them, the report they were giving to me, at home I was harshly treated.
So they ran away.
They ran away.
That takes us to the story I gave you.
Yes.
This boy ran away from home,
Yeah.
and they say it's peer pressure.
It's peer pressure. The boys today, they are getting spoiled because parents are failing. And another aspect towards this, what has caused. Also, this is actually a two-way traffic, boys and girls. Today, the way parents, in the manner of loving their children, they go in areas, entertainment areas, with their kids who are below age.
I see.
And they watch adult stuffs.
I see where you're going.
They watch adult stuffs.
They expose them.
They expose them
before preparing
them. They see things that they aren't supposed to see at that exact age.
I get you.
They make them grow mature. They pre-see things that really they are supposed to see at a certain age.
I think a child should be left as a child.
Yes. I was living in the Republic of Ireland and in Netherlands in the family. Good enough, I was living in the family. I wasn't living just in a hotel, but I was living in the family. These guys, I liked the way they handle their children. Children, they make sure they give them what they have, but they have limits. They, at early age, child has a boyfriend, a girlfriend, 7 years, but the parents guide them. But it can't work in Africa just like that. For them, there are things they don't allow them to do. And even shops, they're already told, this age cannot buy a cigarette. If a shop is caught accepting to receive a cigarette from a child, they close it. But the hours, no, everything, boundaries are open.
No, because like you said, that these children, because of the way they are treated at home,
the way they are treated,
they are violated by their own people who are supposed to protect them. So they find comfort elsewhere.
They look where they
these are people they have met in the streets, and they are older than them. So they are already either using drugs or alcohol. So they teach them, right?
That's very perfect. And then another item is where these boys have not been helped is trying to force them follow the dreams according the way how parents want. For me, I love sports. I love sports. I love Arsenal. I'm Arsenal fan. But my child, he said, Dad, that's your sport. Me, I like music. I like politics.
And you will have to force them because this is what you want.
At primary 4, I was already a liturgy prefect. He sent me some video clips at school. I was wondering the guy reasons well. But I said, no, Joshua, you should plan sports. You get money. He said, but I don't want it.
Yes.
And I didn't force him. I said, okay, this is what he wants. But I had to accept and understand his dream. I've liked some of the great players, the soccer players. When you hear their testimonials, when they are giving their video clips, you really see them, they allow their children to discover their destinies.
That's what a right parent should do.
You find a superstar football soccer player and is really very classy, nice. You wanted, of course, his child to be a soccer player, but the child, no, I want to be a model. So, okay, go on, have nothing to do.
Because your parents also allowed you to discover who you want to be. So
this is where it comes in. Parents and people who are aspiring to be parents.
And guardians.
Yes. You can only guide a child, the destiny or the direction, the future. But you don't have the audacity to command, to dictate that you should be like this. Because if you force it and you dictate it, you'll get disappointed. And you really kill the resourcefulness of that person in the future. You'll not do what exactly you want.
So, as we kind of wind up, I want us to talk about the same violence in homes. I realized that I went to one foundation before. I have an interview with them. Boy Child Walking the Talk in Gomba. In fact, they're in partnership with Godify Uganda. They get cases of how men are violated in homes. And because this man was brought up being told that a man does not cry, a man does not speak, is denied of expression. Because when this child comes to you tell you that, daddy, someone is trying to beat me, you're like, you're a man, you have to fight
You
back.
have to fight back. Oh my
You
God.
see the seed you're putting in this child.
You're creating him to learn how to beat a woman.
So I was saying, these boys, when they are still young,
Yes.
they are denied power of expression. When a child comes to a parent, mommy, before
a girl is reporting
a girl reports
her brother, or
they will listen.
Same age mate.
But a boy reports, comes to report the same age mate, and they are shut off.
They just put down.
Hey, don't boys talk. Don't gossip.
Don't gossip.
That is gossip. Boys don't gossip. Boys.
But in a reaction, the judgment is like he has already even talked.
Yes. But he wants to say something.
Yes.
But you have not even taken attention to listen.
Yes.
Maybe what if someone is just assaulted him or touched him in a part that he wants to tell you?
Yes.
What if someone is beating him, is coming to tell you that they beat me? And you're like, but you boy, you're becoming a gossip. Gossip is for ladies, not for men. So for me, I think that this is denying this boy right of expression.
Yes.
That's why you will see these men get violated in their homes, and they will keep quiet.
I see. You have reminded me something. Again, to this son of mine, I've used today him as a case study. Time came, because now he's in primary 6. His sister is in primary 5 now. But when he was in primary 5, he was very harsh. Very tough, very bitter. Shouting, even was beating.
Voila.
Yeah, he was beating. Then teachers sent me a message that Joshua is becoming tough. We don't know what's violent. I realized his sister at home was covering him. He was losing confidence, was trying to fight to make sure he reflects his innocence. And he tries to show to people that he's very innocent. And in most cases, he was saying that whenever I speak, Ruth doesn't allow me. They always listen to Ruth. They always listen to Ruth. I had to sit down with the class teacher of his school, and I talked. We talked as a teacher and a parent. He said that, Joshua, when you bring back confidence to him, he's a good man. He'll settle down. After talking, this guy drastically changed. One time, he totally changed.
He was lacking that someone to listen.
Yes, someone to listen to him, to give him an attention.
Yes.
We even had to talk to his young sister. We had to tell her that, Rose, you have to adjust when you're talking to your brother. Talk to him, like, discuss. He understands. If you do mistake, admit.
And also maybe at home, when Joshua tries to speak, maybe the mother favors Ruth, the girl more.
Exactly what I've said. At first, the mother could unknowingly defend the girls more than the boy.
Which is wrong.
But later on, things came back to normal. They now understand each other. You could even hear the vibe when they are calling you, talking to you. Then I knew that was really affecting him, and was becoming tough.
Damage him.
Yeah, it could damage him. So really, it comes back to that item which I've explained. They always say, "No, boys, that's gossip. Don't talk. Don't speak."
Yeah. So this boy grows up internalizing all the pain. Then meets this girl and becomes a wife to him, and this person takes advantage of the fact that this person, because what I realized with some of the victims, they have two things. One, either they are harsh or they are calm. So it also depends on the kind of violence they went through.
I think that's very, very true.
Right?
The kind of violence they went through, always you find that it determines their character, the way they are going to behave at a very
either it is harsh and they are the ones we see beating the women, or they are more reserved, that you see them anything they just keep quiet. So this person, the woman takes advantage of the fact that this person does not express himself and denies him of sex, denies him food, insults him verbally, and they keep quiet. And you know what happens?
No.
They will go to a bar joint.
How? Make matters worse. And they find
That's
there
where he will find peace.
alcoholically influenced counselors.
Because these men also are going through the same thing.
Yes.
So they will have the same, they know what to discuss.
Actually, before I thought that whoever goes in the bar is because they love it.
No.
But you find that some people, they find that's the
they
area
get escape.
they're looking for peace.
Yeah, escape place.
So all that has been caused by the foundation we give to our children.
The boys,
It's
especially.
a call for parents to handle boys. Yes, today we have a lot of, in our country, the singers.
Yes, but they will have little uncles.
We have little uncles, we have, but so many.
The girls are more prepared.
They give them a lot of time to be prepared.
Yet you're grooming the way you're grooming this girl to be a wife.
Yeah.
Should be the same way you groom a man, a boy, to be a father and a husband tomorrow.
And this has brought, always I hear ladies talk that omukyala agumira bingi. So the woman is too strong, has endured a lot of pain.
But men endure more.
But I want to tell you also our statement, that is the fact. But the truth to men, we keep quiet for so many stuffs.
Yes.
Yes,
a man keeps quiet because that's what is stereotyped into him.
Yes.
That you're not supposed to talk.
Yeah.
That when you talk, you're gossiping.
Yeah.
Yet in actual sense, that you need to
It's
speak.
burning, yes.
You need to speak. Because how communication in partners is very important.
Yeah, of course.
So you deny him expressing that you're hurting me.
Yeah.
But yet, if he hurts you,
Yeah.
the entire universe
is going to get to know about it and also be affected one or the other.
And to make the sad part of it worse,
Yeah.
is I was, like I mentioned, I went to a boy child walking the talk.
Yes.
And they said that actually these men, even when they go to the police stations to run for help,
Yeah, to run for help.
they don't listen to
Yeah,
them.
they listen to them later.
They listen to the woman more than the man.
And this brings back to the answer. Viewers of Amuso Real Talk, why you see this topic today is very important. You've been confronting and accusing why today so many women are ready for marriage, relationship, serious relationship. Very few men ready for marriage and serious relationship. Because of the way they have been raised.
I get you.
Now we are trying to create a new generation where it will be equal. Okay,
And
it might
that's
not be
possible.
Yeah, it might not be exactly equal because you can never find the equal side. But at least when it reaches, because when you raise men, our boys, boy child well, to be future good husband, actually future citizens, then you will see the results will be obvious.
And the world will be a better place.
Yeah, the world will be a better place.
Marriages will not break.
There will be no break, because today marriage to break in a family, everything is a man's blame. It's a man's blame. You feel that means if you find a harsh woman, what that means you made a wrong selection. You didn't choose very well. But maybe it could be how you are raised. You followed your emotions of excitement and you chose the wrong partner and caused you to break in marriage. Still, why men to blame today marriage break? Maybe I've mishandled that lady. Why? You didn't get a good upbringing. So today, if we really become instrumental and vigilant about upbringing and protecting also the boy child,
yes,
ladies will enjoy the fruits of marriage.
Absolutely.
They will enjoy associating with men, because not only marriage that needs associating a woman to man, we need a lot of things in different aspects to really
Our
match.
boy child has suffered.
Yeah.
The same, even sexual assault.
Yes,
yeah?
sexual assault.
You know, like a woman goes to an office and it makes a lot of news
Yeah.
that the man used her,
Yeah.
which is wrong.
Which is wrong.
But do you know that even boy children are used by women?
Too much. You only mentioned one of your favorite musicians,
Yes.
but there are so many men who have testified they've gotten sexually abused Even recently, I was watching one of the soccer stars
Mm.
who was also sexually abused actually by his uncle.
Imagine.
You know what happened that side. I don't want to go deep onto that.
And no one pays attention
No
to
one.
that.
And the boy had the way to protect his life, not even his future. He had to run away from that.
Exactly.
And he came back. He confessed it later when he was already more than able.
So, for us to avoid, we can actually avoid a number of our fathers tomorrow from being on the streets if we do things right.
Perfectly, very well. You have said it very right. We should support these boy children. The way we're not saying again to neglect the girl child, but give equal attention,
To both
equal services to both gender. These children, they all need our help. They need our support, and they're living souls. And by the way, they have a fresher mind. They grasp whatever you give them. I came to realize I was talking with a psychiatrist. He was telling me that, do you know that a child of 2 years has a capacity of knowing a maximum of 5 languages at a go? But an adult cannot do that.
No, you can't.
A child of 2 years has a capacity of learning 5 languages at a go.
I remember when you talk about that, when I was a kid, I used to speak so many languages.
Can you imagine?
Like Uganda has over 41 tribes.
Yeah.
But I think I could speak like 6 of them.
Can you imagine?
You know?
So, meaning that when we really give these children good understanding, we train them.
And you know, like you remember when you were a kid, you see, it shows something. Everyone who is watching us has that memory of something that happened when he was a child.
That's the thing.
So that should be the main core as you're bringing out your children. Remember that they will remember.
This, I think, goes especially to our raising mothers. Mothers, ladies, women, wives, girls, whatever it is, the female side. Don't always forget it. Whatever you do to a child at the age of 5, he will remember.
Until his life.
Until never go away. If you always don't think about this, the consequences, tomorrow that child, the boy you are torturing, tomorrow is the prime minister, is the chief judge.
And he will not care about people's pain because
and really,
he's traumatized.
Don't blame him if he doesn't give you a help, though it's not the way to go. But some people, they have reasons why they are not going back to their relatives to help. Trauma, what they went through. Some of them really feel they don't deserve to be treated back, to be paid back.
True.
It takes the grace of God and someone to come back in sense of humor, say, no, it's not all what I went through.
That
I should behave the same.
Yes.
What you went through, what we go through, like as boys, it teaches us, whether negative or positive, to be better people. Because meet my side, for one, what I went through as a boy, I learned how to be a good citizen. I learned how to be naturally, my character, I'm impartial. But I learned how not to pay back. I'm not a revengeful person. But not all of us were the same.
And maybe because of the people who were around you, some of them.
Yes.
But now this boy has run away from home, has gone into the wrong hands.
Yeah, the wrong hands.
So what do you expect of him? That's the thugs we get.
Yeah, we see people finding, today the thugs, you see the guys getting bold to do illegal involvement just because the way they are being raised.
Tortured at a young age.
Yes, tortured. Because really, I'm asking, how can someone, do you know that anything you do in this life, it can help you earn a living? You can earn money from anything without doing any illegal act. But someone to be bold to do illegal, be involved in illegal actions just because of the way he's raised. Because
he was not, like we talked in the conversation, that he was denied childhood.
Yes.
Childhood.
Yeah.
and his emotions were compressed.
Today, where I've reached, I learned a lot of stuff because of what I went through. That I can do any work to earn a living. But there is a child who says, no, instead of fetching water to get money, no, I rather steal.
Which is wrong.
Which is wrong. Instead of doing laundry or ironing flat iron, I rather do anything just because the way they were raised. But,
also, on that note,
yes,
also parents pampering children, thinking they are loving, pampering these boys,
over
thinking
pampering
they
them.
are loving them,
Yeah.
yet in actual sense, they are spoiling them
Too
for
much.
us.
Recently, again, I think 3 months ago, my son was telling me that, you know what, Daddy, you gave me money to go buy stuffs at school, but money got and finished, and I didn't have enough eats. What I did, I had to polish my shoes, shining like cream. My dormitory guys, they looked the way I was doing. They said, do it also for us. So I ended up having enough for me to eat.
Imagine.
He learned how to find a way out without doing something wrong.
That was good.
Yeah, they say, yeah.
Because of the upbringing.
And I asked him, Joshua, let me hope it's not for money. So no money. They give me bread, give me popcorn, I polish. Oh, good. So I said, you are learning. So really, parents.
I also have someone I know. He was born alone.
Yeah.
But this boy was so pampered.
Yes.
That the parents thought they are giving him the best.
Yes.
But they were spoiling this boy.
Yeah.
Spoiling a husband.
Yeah.
A future husband and a father.
Yeah.
Now this guy gets married and he can't do anything.
Oh my God.
He doesn't want to work. He just wants to sleep. He
just
wants to dress nice and go and do betting and just always look comfortable.
For heaven's sake.
And not working.
Who advised him to take someone's daughter with such a conduct?
Because that is the fact of life. You cannot, because it's good. He's good looking. He's always keeping himself good, dressing well.
Yeah.
Looking so good.
Yeah.
Having the best haircuts, nice shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah. So he wants to be even beautiful, not handsome.
No, that's how they
because
are.
I always tell people, they are men who want to be beautiful.
Because that is what we are talking
instead
about.
Of being handsome.
That's what we are talking about. They have been denied of the right upbringing from the childhood stage.
God.
And then this man grows up.
Yes.
Now this man was not violated verbally, was not assaulted, but the parents denied him.
They spoon-fed him. They made him like everything is so.
Remember, as a parent, when you're bringing up your children, remember you're not going to live for the rest of your life.
No.
But how have you prepared your children to live in this world without you?
Seriously.
Yeah?
In case something happens, because no one has a guarantee.
Yes, to life. What are you? So when we are bringing up children, we should sit down and ask ourselves that if I am not in this world today, I want to, in this very part, I want to say a big thank you to my dad. Yeah, for the way he brought me up.
Yes.
I've never seen my dad beat my mother.
Wow.
I've never seen my dad even like shout. No.
He has never shouted at your mother.
I think they had fun. As I grow up now, I realize that maybe they used to have misunderstandings, but in their bedroom.
You've never.
I've never witnessed that.
Yes.
But also as a child, I also went through my own struggles.
Yes.
For the fact that I grew up with a stepmom.
Yes.
I had my own struggles.
Yes.
There was love, there was this other part. So
yes.
I experienced both of them.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is they prepared me well.
Yes.
That even when I'm far from them, I still have the values they impacted in me.
Yes.
That one, you have to work.
Yeah.
2, you have to be humble. You have to be, a person who loves people around you and respectful.
Yes.
But some, especially when it's the only child in the house and is a boy.
Oh. If he's not over spoon-fed or being over-spoiled with good treats,
Is over mistreated.
he's over-mistreated.
So these 2 things spoil these children. You either bring a man who is going to be violating women, being assaultive. That's why you see this is a pattern. Do you know that there are fathers who come home, and when they hear him coming from there, they know problem has come. People go under the bed. I used to have a friend of mine.
Yeah.
When their father used to come back home at 6 p.m.
Yes.
When it's 6 p.m.,
yes,
everyone is rushing. There is war in the house.
Yeah.
But when you're not home, there is peace. Or it could be a mother also.
Yeah.
So we should know that even the males are children.
Yes.
Even the boys need to be taken good care of.
Yeah.
Even the boys, you need to listen to them, right?
That's very true. Actually, you have reminded me something that we really need to give to my fellow men. Address to my fellow men. It is our task. We should not leave the task to mothers only, to grooming our children. We should have time and spare time with our children. We talk to them. Yes, we are the breadwinner. 80% we contribute. We are obliged to do that. 20% mom, like when it's like for any, but spare time, have a quality time moment with your children, with your son, because today the talk of today is a boy child.
Yes.
Have time with your son. Talk to him. Find a way to address some issues to make him begin reflecting the future. Give him, equip him with some knowledge and skills that make him really survive.
Don't tell him you're stupid.
Yeah, don't tell him you're stupid. Me, my children, even if they report me, like if they misbehave, I've never told them that you're a fool.
That's parents do that.
Yeah,
you're stupid.
I always tell him that, you know what, Kings.
You idiot, you this.
If someone said that, no, Jonathan, your son is stubborn. Said, no, my son is not stubborn, he's active.
Yes.
You get it?
Exactly.
And I came back to him and said, Joshua, you are active. Yeah, but you need to control being active. Yeah? But you are so energetic. So find a way to trim it. You break people's,
egos. And
then he knew that dad was talking, and we were talking, it came back to normal modes. Same like, okay, to a daughter also, they told me one time, they were giving me a report, this one doesn't want to pray with us, we don't know whether he loves Jesus. I said, okay, let me talk to her. So, okay, they told me you don't want to pray with them. Said, these people, they are calling me, I don't believe God. I said, they just don't know you. But you believe God, you know that you are very powerful. We came back, we are very friends, and we are talking, and she joined back their fellowship.
You see?
Because we have to spare time to talk to these kids.
And listen to them.
And we should have the self-control. It doesn't mean that I've never been tried. I've been tried by so many circumstances and adversities. But I made sure I don't show my pain
to your children.
My children. I made sure I always act with a solution to them. Even when we have not achieved what we are supposed to achieve, is to give them a solution. That positive confession. For them, they don't want to know.
Yes. And some of the violence usually comes either parents. Sometimes one of the parents is not in the life of the other.
Yes.
And all the anger, they transfer to the child.
They want to pay back in torturing a child. That's very dangerous. Very dangerous. We've seen why also I want to bless God for my mother. She raised me well. I lost both parents when I was 9. My dad died when I was 8. The next year my mom died. I grew up with my stepmom.
Like you shared here.
Yeah. She raised me up, and she paid school fees for me. she's my mom. I love her so much, and she's my hero. I really love her so much. But I think also the same way other parents should do the same. They should behave the same way. Why should you mistreat a child because of the way the guy is? If you know you're not able to stand with a man with a son, then don't go into that relationship. It's not the end of the world. But if you know you are ready to join, to embrace with the way you have found him, then make sure the children, they become the gifts.
And
treat them
part
like
of
gifts.
you,
Yeah,
yes.
part of you. You'll enjoy life even when you find children there. I know also on the other hand, ladies or the wives, when they find already a man with children, the children behave contrary, the love doesn't come right away. Some of them misbehave, but be patient with them. Along the way, you become very great friends. Don't try to make sure you're also responding back. You're giving back fire. It will not work out. You end up becoming toxic to them.
I think we'll have a topic for another day, because this conversation is getting broader and broader and broader.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the final remarks you would like to talk about towards the raising of a boy child to be better man tomorrow?
Okay. Thank you so much, Madam Eunice. My final remark for that. Number one thing, I believe God. I'm a believer. I'm a Christian. Is to make sure you create the anger or the hunger and the enthusiasm for a boy child to love God with all his life.
Correct.
Because for that, there's no general formula for that. There's no better item. That's number one. Then two is to begin acknowledging that whatever we see today in the world is surrounding on a man.
Correct.
Is surrounding on a man. You failure to raise a boy child, you're not only torturing family tomorrow, you're torturing also the country. You're not a good citizen. The only way to claim that you're a good citizen, as long as you already have a boy child, to be a good father, to be a good mother, is to make sure, avoid violating these children. Take time and study. Accept the problem is we have not been studying these things from our families. Accept to study. Go learn skills of how to be a good father, a good mother. It will help to raise tomorrow's husbands, tomorrow's presidents, tomorrow's good citizens
And
as
judges,
judges.
yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, my final remarks I would like to share
Yes.
to the people raising children.
Yes.
I would say that a woman is inferior
Yes.
and a man is superior.
Yes.
You cannot object to that.
Yes.
The woman is the queen and the man is the
As
king.
a king.
A king is a king. There is no queen without a king.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what am I trying to tell you? What I'm trying to say is, much as women are mothers of nations, yes?
Yes.
But if you destroy a man, if you fail to raise a man well,
Perfect.
you will not have a nation.
Definitely, there will be no nation.
There is no marriage without a man.
No.
There is no happy family without the absolute involvement of the alpha, that is the man in the family. So for us
That's
to have
profound.
better families, we should raise boy children properly.
Yes.
So that is what I have to say to you. So whoever has a boy child, and you know in the African tradition,
Yes.
to have a boy child is a plus.
Yeah, it's a plus.
Yeah. So what does it mean? It means the men were blessed right from heaven to be the heads of families.
Yes.
So women, bring up those children well. Remember, you're preparing a son who is going to be a wife. A husband.
Of
Someone is, yes, a husband. So the same way you want the husband of your daughter to be,
yes,
is the same way you should raise your son to be.
That is very profound.
So I conclude by saying, let us really take very serious caution on this. Let's raise our boy children well. And please, ladies, stop violating the men. And men, please speak. Do not die
Don't
in
sit on
silence.
yourself.
Don't sit on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't die in pain. If that woman is violating you, is beating you in the night, is denying you food, is denying you conjugal rights, that is violence. that is violence.
And that's our main priority.
As men, you're married.
We need conjugal rights.
You need if the woman is denying you conjugal rights, please speak up. You need to speak up. Be not silent. And violence is violence regardless of the gender.
Yes.
So we love you, we appreciate you, we pray and we believe that our topic today has been impactful to someone out there, and we will come back to discuss more about this topic, because this is not something we can just wrap up in one
it's
day.
not in a fortnight.
So we will come back as violence in boy child and repercussions in part 2. So today we wrap up here. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you for viewing and listening to us. Thank you for being amazing people. We love you. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. Visit us on our YouTube. Go to our Instagram, Amoso Real, Facebook, Amoso Real Talk. Our sponsors, visit them, www.industrialmachines.com. If you're in Kampala, Uganda, they are located at Dinner Apartments, B4 Plot 133. The number will be right there where you can reach them. But if you go to the website, it will cover you up, because you'll find all details of the location and the contacts that you can use to reach them for all your manufacturing needs. They have you covered. It's been me, Amuso Eunice. Thank you for your love. Thank you for supporting. Please like, share, and comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you, Mr. Jonathan.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming around. We appreciate you.
It was a
May the
pleasure
good
being
Lord bless
hosted.
you. We love you. Shalom.